Anyway, I speak English today. This is also an English book. I just want to read you this example. Abirat Aryamanadandam Yatavat Agakarishu Yamat Dadara Shudratvam Chapat Varshasatam Yama. As long as Yama passed his life for 100 years as a Sudra because of a curse, Aryama performed his duties of punishing the sinful in an appropriate way. Commentary. One should not consider that Vidura was inferior because of being lesser than Dhritarashtra and others. Dharmaraj, Yama, was born as a Sudra by the curse of Mandavya in the form of Vidura, who would carry out punishment while Yama had the Sudra body. Aryama held the post. Abhibrat is a poetic license for Abhiva. One time the soldiers of a king were chasing some thieves. They caught them near Mandavya, who was performing penances. Taking him along with the thieves, they brought him to the king. By the king's order, they were all impaled. But the king recognized the sage and had him taken down and took care of him. The sage went to Yama in anger, spoke, "Why was I impaled?" Yama replied, "As a boy, you pierced a grasshopper with the tip of a kusha grass as play." Hearing this, Mandavya cursed Yama. "Since you punished so severely, though I was an ignorant boy at that time, you should become a Sudra." Wow. The lessons of karma give us to think what will be our future if we have to pay for all our mistakes in life. This is unbelievable, and we need some relief, which can only come from the grace of the divine forgiveness. Mandavya was a rishi, and when they caught the thieves next to him, the constables, they thought, "Oh, he must be part of the group." So they took him to the court. They says, "These guys are the thieves, we caught them." So the judge said, "Impale them." You know what's impaling? Drive a sword through the chest. It's how you get killed, no? At least, but it looks like he wasn't killed. Even though impaled, he was not killed. So there's another question how it worked. Anyhow, so he went to Yama and says, "Why did you do that to me? What happened to me? I'm living my whole life with penances and yoga and all that, and now you're having me chastised this way." And then Yamaraj explains, "Listen, you pierced the grasshopper with a kusha grass when you were small. When I was small, we were doing bad things to animals. We were not good people. So he had to pay the karma for that. But Mandavya got so angry and he said, "Hey, Yamaraj, you should be more sensitive about what you're doing. So you become a Sudra for one lifetime." So then he became a Sudra, but his Sudraness was Vidura. You remember how he became Vidura? Who was his father and mother? Who remembers? Vyasadeva is not the father of Vidura.
Yeah,
Vyasadeva was not the father of Dhritarashtra. He was treated as a brother of Dhritarashtra always.
Because the second wife of the mother of Dhritarashtra didn't accept to have another relationship with
What's that?
Vyasadeva. The first time Vyasadeva had a relationship with the mother of Dhritarashtra. The second time with the mother of Pandu. But then since Dhritarashtra was blind, the mother asked Vyasadeva to have another relationship with again with the first wife, but she didn't accept and she sent her servant. And that became Vidura.
So Vyasadeva is the father of Dhritarashtra?
Yes.
Yes.
I forgot that. So Vyasadeva was not only a great writer, he was also a member of the royalty. Why was Vyasadeva not a king if his sons became kings?
Eso fue porque Bhishma no quiso, ¿no? Bhishma no quiso, hizo el voto de celibato. Entonces, porque Vyasadeva nació como hijo de Paramadvaiti y de Satyavati. Vyasadeva inmediatamente nace, crece inmediatamente y se va a los Himalayas a meditar. Y después Satyavati tuvo las dos hijas más. No, ¿cómo es?
Sí, Satyavati.
No, tiene aviso, engaño. La cosa es que...
Vichitra fueron matados en Gandharva. Entonces no había nadie que quedara en el trono, solo Bhishma, pero Bhishma había
hecho el voto de celibato. Entonces Satyavati llama a su hijo Vyasadeva, que estaba meditando en los Himalayas, porque Vyasadeva le dijo: yo me voy a los Himalayas, que cuando tú me necesites, llámame o piensa en mí, yo voy a venir. Entonces ahí Satyavati pensó en su hijo y Vyasadeva vino. Y como él era muy feo, porque estaba haciendo austeridades, estaba con el pelo largo y muy claro, entonces ahí por eso la mamá de Dhritarashtra se cerró los ojos, se relacionó con él, la mamá de Pandu se empalideció. Claro, por eso nació Pandu, significa pálido. Y después cuando ya querían tener otro hijo más, la mamá de Dhritarashtra llamó a la sirvienta. No, yo no quiero relacionarme más con este señor tan feo. Porque Vyasadeva dijo, bueno, para tener relaciones tengo que comer un poco, embellecer, cortarme las uñas, un poco de manicure. Vyasadeva te dijo, no, ya mismo, se puede perder el tiempo. Eso es lo que yo recuerdo.
Bueno.
Yo nunca leo más barato. No todavía.
Así Vidura nacía y era Yamaraj maldecido de volverse un Sudra, pero como era también Yamaraj, era el gran sabio asesor de la corte y todo. Increíble. Having attained his kingdom and seeing the heir to the dynasty, Yudhishthira, along with his brothers, who were like protected devatas, became overjoyed with the greatest splendor. Insurmountable time overtook those attached to their houses and intoxicated with household affairs without their knowledge. Commentary. This verse is a criticism of people other than Yudhishthira and his family present at that time. It has already been said that he was unattached to escape to everything except the Lord. Kshuti-tasya jati-tari. He was completely attached to the Lord and nothing else. Knowing that his time was approaching, Vidura spoke to Dhritarashtra, O king, you should leave immediately. See, fearful time is approaching. O Master, the supreme powerful time which no one can stop has approached us all. By saying all, Vidura indicates that time had approached even those who should be able to prevent the action of time. Attacked by time, the person is separated immediately from his beloved life heirs, or to speak of other things like wealth. Afflicted by time in the form of death, a person is separated from his life heir. Your father, brother, friends, and sons have been killed. Youth has departed. The body is afflicted by old age. You are living in another person's house. In 7 verses, Vidura teaches renunciation. You were blind from birth. You are now deaf and feeble-witted. Your teeth are broken. Your digestion is weak, and your body is full of mucus. Still you are attached. Wow. Sometimes you get the message like around your ears. So strong is the desire to live amongst the creatures that, like a dog, you take the food given by Bhima. Apavarjitu means giving. Grihapala is a dog. What is the use of life maintained by food given by those who you tried to burn, poison, whose wife you insulted, and whose land and wealth you stole? Oh my God. This Dhritarashtra is really getting smashed. Though wanting to live and not give the body up, your body worn out from old age is dying beyond your will like 2 pieces of cloth. Commentary, Prabhupada. No, not Prabhupada. This is Vishwanath Chakravarti. Paraiti means it is wasting away. 2 pieces of cloth indicate the upper and lower cloth. This indicates that both the gross and subtle bodies have become worn out. Blindness and deafness indicates decay of the subtle body. Since the senses are subtle and wrinkles and gray hair are the decay of the gross body. He is called wise who give up this body which has not been used to worship Krishna. After rejecting wealth and sons and going where no one can find him while practicing bhakti. Gatasvartam means afflicted with lamentation, illusion and old age because of not having performed worship of Krishna. Muktavandana means giving up wealth and sons. Avidyatagati means going where no one knows. The words given up should mean gives up the body at a holy place with devotion. Such a person is wise. He is the best of man who gives up the house after developing discrimination by self-endeavor or inspiration of others and becoming detached while concentrating the mind on the Lord. The best of man, however, prepares his remedy before old age. His qualities are described. Getting knowledge himself or getting instruction from others, he develops discrimination, atmavan. As the merchant turns his heart towards money and the devotee turns his heart towards the Lord, to achieve the Lord, he is the best of man. The austere sannyasi is the wise man, and the person understanding bhakti is the best of man. Therefore go to the north, somewhere unknown to your relatives. That time the destroyer of man's quality, like determination and mercy, will come to you. You have not become a Narottam, therefore become a Dila. Arva Kala means time will come. That time the destroyer of man's quality, like determination and mercy, will come. The king, born of Ajamida's dynasty, with eyes of knowledge, enlightened by his younger brother Vidura, possessing the path shown by his brother, cutting the ropes of affection because of determination, left the whole house. He was given teachings of Bhakti Mishra Gyan for liberation. He was born in the Ajamida dynasty. Because of his mental determination, he could leave. The path shown by his brothers was the path of bondage and liberation. Chaste Gandhari, daughter of Subala, having good qualities and dedicated to her husband, followed him as he went to the Himalayas, which gives joy to those who have given up violence. She took the challenge like a warrior enjoying a good battle. Yudhishthira Maharaj, after performing Sanya rites, offering oblations in the fire and offering respect to the Brahmanas by giving sesame, cows, land and gold, entered the house to offer respect to his elders. But he did not see Vidura, Dhritarashtra or Gandhari. The reality is that life is full of tasks and pains. As devotees of Krishna, we should not expect that everything goes easy. You know, we joined Prabhupada, we never expected to be homeless. But at some point in our life, we were homeless. We could not go anywhere, we were feeling happy. And the only chance to continue was to start another branch of Krishna conscious family. That was very happy. At some point in Brazil, when I was told I should leave Brazil, where I had put my heart and developed for many years the Vaishnava mission, I was so depressed by this order that at some point I was even thinking of giving up my life. I said, what's the use of life if you can't serve your Guru? Because Prabhupada had put me there into Brazil. So I was very depressed. Fortunately, then I went to Chile. That was my next step. Stop in the adventurous journey of Krishna. But it's like sometimes moments in life become too difficult, very, very painful and very difficult. But that's what life is like. You have to pass those tests. Doesn't matter how difficult they are. And Dhritarashtra, my God, the story of Dhritarashtra, who could tolerate it. And then comes Vidura, his brother, says, you are living like a dog in the house of the one you tried to kill. Are you not ashamed? So this is very clear description of how actually by Krishna's arrangement we are becoming detached from our material environment. It's not easy, but it's the fact. Gurudev, can you explain that a little better? Much better.
Well, as you are always saying, that in this material world there must be problems, adversities. And also we can see that also in the spiritual world, also Purnamasi is creating adversity. Because to show the power of love. Love is most powerful. So can solve every problem. So when we have problem, elder more. This is a special grace to beg Krishna's mercy, and also the mercy of the Vaishnavas, because of all these problems we were forced to follow even more the order of Srila Prabhupada to go to see our Maharaj. And there we found all this Gaudiya world, let's say.
Like Bon Maharaj.
Yes, it was going to see.
Go.
Yes, of course. Well, yesterday to have the visit of Guru Maharaj, I was very impressed. Because, well, for them it is not so a common thing, to come to a, you can say, Western mandate, where everything is to the wrong way. We are trying to follow, but actually the real rules and all these things are very strict. So we saw that Guru Maharaj is very broad, very broad-minded. Well, also his own guru, he went to Germany and England, so he was preaching in the Western countries. So I see that also this is inspiring for him to have the same opportunity. And now he will travel, no? Imagine, he will be the master in Colombia. This is incredible. Boy Maharaj also was there. No? Sannyasi Maharaj. All these things are very so wonderful. So we can see that Gurudeva Paramadvaiti is always winning hearts. He's a heart winner. With a great effort. It was not so easy. But these things now we are seeing. And that was also the desire of Srila Prabhupada, because many times he said that he wanted to unite all the Vaishnavas. So these things are going on now, little by little.
No, go on.
Well, and also the instruction of Vidura to his brother, elder brother. This is also a demonstration of great love, because in the future, the younger will never instruct the elder. But in this time, this occasion, this opportunity, he is instructing, because he will not tolerate the wrongs, so much wrongs made by his brother. So in this way also he received the received a great mercy. Because also Dhritarashtra, he was always suffering because of his attachment to his son. When Duryodhana took birth, the sages said to him, to Dhritarashtra, you must take leave of Duryodhana, because he is not a good person. He will destroy all your family, all your other sons. It is said that Duryodhana was the incarnation of Kali. So very heavy, very heavy.
was the story that there were 100 sons?
Because Gandhari, she was pregnant. She was pregnant. And she saw, I don't know if I am right, but she was a little envious because Kunti already had sons. And she was always pregnant, and she was never delivering for so long time, for a very long time. So she pushed, se golpeó el vientre, y Andrea nació una masa de carne. Nació una masa de carne y los sabios, no sé qué, pero los sabios la cortaron en 100 pedazos, en 101 pedazos. Y cortaron esa masa de carne y la pusieron en potes con unos líquidos especiales, y ahí se fueron incubando, se fueron gestando cada hijo de Dhritarashtra y de Gandhari. Y la hija, tenían 100 hijos y una hija. Eso más o menos, no sé si Dante Maharaj recuerda más.
Was a benediction of Lord Shiva.
He was a benediction of Lord Shiva? How?
Because she was a very great devotee of Lord Shiva. So she received that benediction from him.
Why did she beat her womb?
Because she was desperate. She was really in anxiety. She couldn't give, and Dhritarashtra was always pushing her. So she was like angry. So.
Yes, because they were seeing Kunti already has sons. The son of Pandu will be greater, elders, something like that. Le golpeó su vientre y ahí
¿Y quién fue el que produjo los 100 hijos? ¿Quién cortó la carne en pedazos?
That I don't remember. The sages, the advisors. Dante Maharaj is looking after. Google.
Google, ¿no?
Question.
¿Qué escuchaste tú?
¿Cómo voy a decir eso?
El otro día Madre Yaivakti quería saber por qué usamos bolsas blancas para Tulsi.
Después se va a preguntar.
I understand that is because Tulsi is beyond Varnashram. So she is like a Bhagavat, or she is like Uttama Adhikari. She's beyond the different discrimination like sannyas, etc. So like in the level of Babaji, who would say Paramahansa, and they use white, they don't use saffron. So in order to distinguish that, the dress of Tulsi, which is our japa bag, is not saffron because of that.
Guru Maharaj,
My saffron bag is white and orange at the same time, because it was given to me by a person who I like very much, and then she made it, so I accepted it. But the white bee bag is the correct.
Una pregunta, Guru Maharaj, relacionada con eso. Y entonces cuando vestimos a Srimati Tulsi como la personalidad, la planta, para adorarle, el vestido que le hacemos ahí al maceterito, ¿debería ser blanco también?
No hay visto esto. But white with ornamentation, it would also be. It's a question, I just never heard that topic discussed.
It was the same Vyasadeva
Yes.
started the song.
Huh?
Vyasadeva is the same who got the songs of Gandhari.
Vyasadeva himself.
Yeah, and it was himself who gave the boon to have 100 sons. He gave first the boon, and then he got the piece of bread, flesh.
Vyasadeva gave the moon.
Esa le dio la bendición de tener los 100 hijos.
Vyasadeva.
Pero cuando ella no lo pudo tener, estaba tirando el pedazo de carne, él apareció y le hizo cortar el pedazo.
Vyasadeva, wow. What a story, no? He gave the blessing, you should have 100 sons.
Yeah.
And then she got a piece of meat, and she called him, what am I going to do? Wait and see, wait and see. And then that's big mystic power, no? The scientists would be envious.
This white big bag, this comes from Srila because he said he took sannyas to be one step under the Paramahamsa. No? His guru, he said, is Paramahamsa. So one step under it is sannyas. So therefore he took sannyas. Like this rope. But the japa, he put the blank because it was the white, because this is our internal aspiration, is what they are doing, the bhajan, this is our internal aspiration. But we are preaching, so we take this sannyas to preach, but our actual aspiration is this, no? So therefore it has to be white.
Yes, we are taking the sannyas dress only for serving our Guru Parampara. Even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati did it this way. He understood that that was required in order to launch his mission. More questions, more commentaries.
Guru Maharaj, las personas nuevas que llegan al centro y que quieren usar Kantimala, ellos se les puede dar de una vuelta. Si quieren usar Kavasha, ¿también se puede?
No, I heart. There's no hard and fast rules. The more rules we have, the more complicated our life becomes.
Yeah.
This is true.
Especially when the devotees say, you don't follow that rule. And you don't follow the other. Yena tena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayat. Rupa Goswami dice, all the rules and regulations are simply introduced to make you think more lovingly and more intensively of Krishna. Yena tena prakarena mana Krishna. Mind on Krishna. That is the only reason there's rules and regulations.
Eso responde todas las otras preguntas.
Yes. So nice, huh? So practical.
Thank you so much.
Can you look up this text, Jena Tena Prakarina, where it comes from? I don't know in what scripture. It's in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Gurudeva. Había unas clases que estaban planificadas para la tarde que iban a dar los sannyasis con algunas temáticas interesantes y quería ver si usted puede tocar uno de esos puntos que era titulaba Proyecto de Vida y Rendición. La idea es cómo el proyecto de vida de un devoto no tiene necesariamente que ser diferente de la rendición a la vida espiritual o al maestro espiritual. A veces muchas personas sienten que por la rendición van a quedar impedidos de poder realizarse en su proyecto de vida.
¿Por la rendición?
Claro, o en su desarrollo personal. Entonces como que separan estas dos cosas.
I heard a class this morning of Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said to take the instructions of his spiritual master as his life and soul, that is the success in life and in spiritual advancement. So Prabhupada given us so generous and so general instructions. I think they fit in for everybody to find a mission in his life. Even though, you know, somebody comes to me, hey Gurudev, I want to open a school. I say, good, do it, we need schools. Somebody says, I want to get married and have 10 children and make an example of a grihasta giving support to the temple. I say, wow, wonderful. Then you do that, you have many more devotees, little devotees there. You know, in practical life, you can see the spiritual master always gives support to what the devotees want to do. Of course, the spiritual master also does things himself. He may have his pet projects and his personal style, but then again, you also have your personal projects and your personal style. This is just and the nature of things. You see, everything in Krishna consciousness is natural. We are not working repression, but we do work surrender. And if there's nobody who's going to surrender, then who's going to clean the bathroom? And who's going to cook? It's a very important thing. Without cooking and without bathroom clean, this whole thing becomes a mess. And so many other things, no? It may not be your dream project to go everywhere and do this job, but it's your job because nobody else speaks Bengali, and maybe Arup can do some, and Radhanti Maharaj with English and so. Because, and then after you get this filled, then they have to be attended because they'll say, I want to be part, because this is, then we have to get the database, at least we have to get their WhatsApps. Now things have become more easy by this communication system of today, no? Definitely have become more easy, but still it's to be done. It takes some energy. And Vrindavan also has to do it, take the same thing in Vrindavan also. Because, like somebody said, I was pretty abandoned with the WVA. Pretty much abandoned. Never was such a low. attendance produced, not by the Indian part. The other world is already responding more, but our own people very low. We have hardly had any decoration. It's like in the last 5 minutes I have to come up with the idea how to decorate, how to get something going. Too much. Like now is coming. Well, today in 17th we're going to discuss what kind of meeting we have this year here or in Calcutta with the Chaitanya Mela. So there's so many things. So who is my guy who's going to look after these things? Like we have to paint behind like the little bit of form, you know. You know how they decorate a marriage in India. So for a silly marriage, they do such an incredible decoration. And we, for the Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha, we want to get the whole Vaishnava world together. We can't have a nice banner behind it. We can't have a nice invitation. Or we do have things, but we don't bring them out. No? I mean, we after 23 years, we have a lot of so-called material, but now we have to go to Pradeep and print all the flags which are missing. And there's lots of them which were not here, but they should have been here. I could have sold at least 50 flags more yesterday when there was flag selling time. And because these flags are very important to be in all our Vinda temples also. They're not only supposed to be here, they're not made. Of course, they're made for other temples also. That in Gaudiya we gave them for free, no? And in some places you still see them hanging, but not all of them. The last one, which I made, which we explained to Bon Maharaj, he read it one by one, and he didn't object one thing. You know, the one which. What destroys the unity and what helps it, no? He read the whole thing, you know. He had never seen it. And that is actually the first full message. Like this one mission with many missions, like it is a one sentence message, but this one is a full book. If you read the whole thing, just like we have some posters for the cleaning, like that. We try. And if you have more ideas for more posters, we can also make more posters. We don't have to stick with my ideas. We can go beyond, like the poster of Bhaktisiddhanta holding in the hand the mission, no? That was created last year, I think, no?
Yes.
And have you taken it to temples? No. So my work was not yet used, but that means good news. Now we have something to use. Fresh. Of course, if you go to a Gaudiya Math and you stay there for 2 days and you become friends with them and you ask them, can I explain this to the devotees here, what we are doing, what is the WVA, and then you explain it to him as much as you can. Of course, this will also give your Bengali a great boost, that experience. And it's just now, it's a very good moment because so many things are happening. But anyway, one thing I want to say about Maharaj, that the success of WVA is already achieved. Now it's the implementation and the benefits people can get. But the success of being accepted, it's already achieved. But they don't know. Now with the WhatsApp of course, Arup, for example, he is managing the Veena Bengali, no? Haribol. And he hasn't put a post in 3 months. What does that mean? It's a dead site. Who is reading a website with a post every 3 months? So he's also needs some push. Huh? Veena Hindi is doing fine. But Vishnu Maharaj and Chaitanya Gauriya, he needs your association. He needs that. He needs that young guy who comes and says, hey Vishnu Maharaj, you are in charge of the